Good morning. It's time for the North Carolina Vinyl Picker Show. And in today's show, we're going to talk about old dog vinyl records. Yes, old dog vinyl records. And that is a great store inside an antique mall over in Mooresville, North Carolina. Got a new avatar. I'm sure you've all noticed. It's up in the corner there. And my daughter designed it. And it came out beautiful. And it's going to be on t-shirts and mugs. And yeah, North Carolina Vinyl Picker. He's going to have merch. And I got a sweatshirt. So I'm getting a sweatshirt. I ordered a sweatshirt to see how it looks and everything. And I'll preview it on my next show, maybe, or the one after, depending on when it comes in. So very excited about that. And they gave you stickers and everything. So it's really cool. It's really cool. Top 20 prog albums. That's going to be coming at you on Wednesday. We had a little delay on that. But my top 20 prog albums of all time. And that includes Canterbury scene, which I'm heavily influenced by. I got a bunch of stuff to show you this week. And if I haven't heard my record, these over here, these are all my rock records. And then over there, that's all my jazz fusion records. And then in my prog bin, which I've shown. So if I haven't heard an album, if I bought it like 3 years ago and I still ain't played it, I just bought it because, vinyl pickers were just a different breed all. And so all this stuff here, I'm going to be going through and pulling probably 20 to 25 records out of there a week. And then put them on my in my store. So, and I put some stuff in my store this week. I put over 100 records in my store. Yep. Big Chief Vinyl 57. If you go into Discogs, and there'll be a link below, you can get to Big Chief Vinyl 57 and order yourself some records. So let's get into what I found this week. And then if you go over to Teespring, you look up Big Chief Vinyl 57, North Carolina Vinyl Picker, and you'll find my merch there. Sweatshirt, t-shirt, coffee mug, sticker. Me in love. How does she do that? I don't know. Premietta Forneria Marconi. PFM Live. What a great album. And I got the Live in the USA last week. And this week I got this one. So now I need one that's called Celebration. And it's these are all just live cut. These are all Italian pressings and live cuts and stuff. I've never heard any of these records. I've been a fan of PFM for like 50 years. Seems like. Maybe not that long. Getting close to it though. This is an album here that I found. And this was over at Old Dog Vinyl Records. And this is Faces. This is the album Long Player. And I really like Rod Stewart. I've always liked Rod Stewart. I like his older stuff. I'm sure you've heard people say that before. But when it comes to Rod Stewart, I saw him on the Hot Legs tour. And they had two big inflatable legs on the stage. And that was, but I'm not really into all the stuff that happened after that album. I'm more into the early Rod Stewart and Faces. So that's what I was trying to get at. And this album was there. And I've never seen this album in the wild in all the years I've been picking. I knew it existed, but I didn't have it for my collection of Genesis. And this is a combo of Foxtrot and Nursery Crime, which I've said before should have been a double album, or could have been a double album. Would have been a great double album. But actually it is a double album, if you look at this here. So this is pretty cool. So I did find this week, and it's on the newer Charisma label. And it's got some nice pictures on the back. And it's got all the lyrics. It's all your favorite songs on the inside. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I think he had $15 on this. but I've never seen it. And then there's another one called The Best of Genesis, and I think that is the same two albums, but in a different package. There was a USA release. So, excuse me. So this comes in the mail yesterday. This is Jade Warrior's first album. And not only is it a first album, but it's a vertical swirl. Look at that. That's pretty cool, huh? And so this album here, I put a bid in on eBay for this album, and nobody else bid on it. I think I got it for like $14 or something crazy like that. And yeah, people don't know about Jade Warrior. They're an awesome prog band from the 70s. So now I've almost completed my Jade Warrior collection. I think they made like 7 albums, and 7 proper albums. And then their 7th album I just ordered, and that'll be coming in for next week. So then I have my Jade Warrior complete. And I also got my prog band all labeled and everything, and I'll put that as my thumbnail for the show this week. So yeah, so this one come in the mail the other day, and this one here is Grobschnitt, and this is Jumbo. Now they did do this in German too, and I'm going to be getting that one somewhere down the line, but this is in the shrink. I think he had $10 on this. This is an awesome album. This is Grobschnitt, man. It's one of my favorite bands of all time. So I'm looking forward to getting that German one. It's kind of like what Gabriel did on those 2 albums, early albums. He sung it in German and he sung it in English. And that's what they do on this one here. So, and Jumbo. And then when I was at Old Dog Records, I'm kind of skipping around. It's okay. It's Sunday. Just chill. So, what was I going to say? Oh, so when I was at Old Dog Records, I was going through the records, and I went through a ton of records there. My wife's out in the car. She's playing on her phone or tablet or something, and I'm like, I'm coming out soon. And then she says, I said, halfway done. I'm halfway done. So I'm gonna put in there halfway done. So she's waiting. She's a trooper, let me tell you. She takes care of the old vinyl picker. So, what was I going to say? Oh, so Soft Machine. So I'm going through all these records, right? So that I get to almost the last 2 rows, and it said new finds or something like that. So I'm going through, and then I see this in there, and I said, "What the hell?" There was like Matavani in front of it, and behind it was like Jim Neighbors or something. I said, what the hell? You know, I'm out all the way out in Mooresville, North Carolina, you know. A lot of the records out there are country, let me tell you that one. So I'll leave it at that. I'm like, what the hell is Bundles doing all the way out here in Mooresville? And it's got, it needs some glue across the top. It's got the original inner, and so there you go. But the record's got one little scratch on, I think it's side 1 or side 2. Okay, it's only 2 sides, so it's got to be one or the other. So then, so anyway, yeah, I put this in my store. It's for sale in my store. That's why I don't have it in the plastic, because it's not going to be sticking around long. Someone's going to end up picking this album up. It's a great album. Soft Machine's a great band. Alan Holdsworth's on this album. So yeah, so next time you see one of these, and it's in the, it's where you're going through, and it's in the Westerns, or where you just barely get past Dean Martin and you're almost to Jim Neighbors, you might find this. you might find Bundles. It's like when I went to the record show and I saw the Zonk Man, and there was a copy of PFM there, Per Un Amico, their second album, I think. Or it could have been their first album. No, it was the second album. So Per Un Amico was there, and I seen it. I didn't have it, and I wanted to get it. And the guy told me, I said, how much? There was no price on it. No, there was a price on it. It was $50. It was $50. So I said, oh man, I'm not going to pay $50 for this. They said, out here at the record show, all the way out. I mean, this was out towards Raleigh. It was way out there. Excuse me, a little tickle. I have nothing to drink. Well, I got some water. Hang on. Hang on. Oh, that's better. So, where was I talking about? Oh, so I was out in Raleigh, and this guy in the record, I pulled up the record, and I showed the guy the record, and I said, what do you want for this? He said, well, what do you give me for it? I said, $20. He said, yeah, sure, I'll take $20. I should have told him 10. So anyway, I got the album for $20, and that was the find of the day. That's what it was worth my hour and 20-minute drive out there to Clemens to the record show. I got to find out when that show's coming up again. I'm going to be going to a show here soon on the 17th of next month, and I'll see Dave down there. It was my dad's birthday. So I'm going to go down there. I'm going to get some bagels because a good Jersey boy, I got to get some bagels. And then I got to, after I get the bagels, I got to go over to Total Wine and More and get some good beer because they have the best beer there. You know, can't get the best beer in the world if you go to Food Lion or somewhere. So, yeah. So I got the album for cheap. And that was my deal. And that was my story. I'm sticking to it. Oh, we got more records to show. So when I was in Big Dog Records, I left there and I was on my way out of the antique mall. This antique mall is huge over there in Mooresville. And if you're ever over there, you need to go to it. You just put in Antique Mall Mooresville, it'll take you right to it. It's huge. I mean, it's humongous. It must have been some factory back in the 1800s or early 1900s. And I saw a bin of records. I said, oh man, like a moth to a flame. It's crazy. So that's what people do. They go, ah. They get a thumbnail. Okay, so I seen this in there. I was flipping through the records and cleaned this thing like 3 times in the old Guru. I need to scrub it and clean it one more time. Still got a little surface noise. But he had $2.99 or $2.50 on there, $2 on this album, something like that. It was less than $3. And this is the first Spirit album with Taurus. And I used to have a copy of this, and somehow I sold it or something in the store. But the first 2 albums are essential. Their other albums, it's like most bands, you know. The first couple albums are their best, and then, you know, they fade off. Not all bands, not top tier bands, but, you know, second tier, third tier. That's what John Boom calls them. Second tier, lower second tier, you know, all that. So I have my top tier prog here, and I have another section over here of second tier prog. You know, second tier prog is like Kansas, Supertramp, those kind of bands. They're kind of proggy, but not as proggy as like Matching Mole or Druid or, you know, Eloy, Finch, Coliseum, you know, PFM, Bonko, those kind of bands. King Crimson, should I go on? You know, Steven Wilson. Yes. Should I say yes? I didn't say yes. Genesis. I'm probably missing a few. But anyway, back to Spirit. So I found this album there for $2. So I didn't want to pass that one up. This one I got in the mail. This album here, I used to have when I was a kid. And I don't know if it was on CD, if it was off my phone, or if I had the actual vinyl. I think I had the vinyl, but I'm not quite sure. This album has got some ringwear, but it's a white cover, so it's going to have ringwear. And so this is a really good album, but it's kind of dated. When I listened to it the other day, you know, my friend John up in Jersey, he says some albums, they're just dated, bro. They're dated. I'm like, yeah, I know. Some albums are just like that. You know, some of the albums from back in the day. This album here, I think, was from the late 70s, maybe early 80s. 83. So this album was in 83, and times were changing, and Prague was behind you. And he did, you know, this man here worked with Coliseum and some other bands. And John Heisman. Yeah, this is John Heisman, A Night in the Sun. He plays with a bunch of Brazilian musicians. And the album's okay. It's not fantastic. It'll go in my jazz collection over there. and it might get played one more time before I, before the picker's done, Okay, now this is a twofer here. I'm going to show them both at the same time. Little Larry Coryell. These are two Larry Coryell albums I did not have. One of them's called Tributaries and one's called Standing Ovation. And he has some different people on these records with him. And Joe Beck, John Schofield, and some other people. They're good. They're not essential when it comes to Larry Coryell, but I'm all in on Larry Coryell. So I listen to them. They probably won't get played again. I wasn't that really enthused with them. But I think I'm only missing like 2 albums now from Larry Coryell. 2 proper albums. Not calling, all the stuff from overseas and all the junk. So check out my merch. If you want a North Carolina, I should make some toques, huh? So that'd be cool. Top 20 prog albums coming up Wednesday. Old Dog Vinyl Records. If you're over in Mooresville, go on over there and check them out. They're a great store. I usually promote 1 store a week from the area. But I'm trying to save up my duckies for February 17th. Yeah, I'm going to the Charlotte Record Show where I'm going to see the Vinyl Ambassador. Yeah, probably, maybe the Zonk Man will be there. Yeah, Big Burly Bro, he might be there. Might be all kinds of people there. Beetle Brad. Oh my gosh, if Beetle Brad's there, I mean, everybody should show up. My new avatar. I hope you like it. My daughter designed all that. And yeah, I think it's pretty cool. It's going to be on my shirts. It's going to be on my Facebook. It's on my Insta. The kids say Insta. And yeah, and my purge, the ongoing purge and stuff's going in the store. And then from the store, it's going to the post office. And then it's from the post office, it's going to your house. And then when it gets to your house, it's going on your turntable. And then when it goes on your turntable, it goes in your ear. Yeah, that's what it does. Y'all have a great day out there. I've been rambling like the old goat says. I'm just so y'all have a great day out there. And I'll see you midweek with those 20 albums. And North Carolina Vinyl Picker, I'm going to tell you to support them troops. And we'll be talking to you soon. Bye for now.